Connell with a mouthful of peanuts.
What's going on? Be careful how you say that word.
Mouthful of something. Matt,
well, you know what's not yours, and it wouldn't be a mouthful.
I'm not sure if you've heard the rumors. Hey, listen, did you do your homework?
You know I did. I'm a straight A student, motherfucker.
So far. You probably guess what your homework is going to be next week.
UFC 1.
That's not too bad, actually. But I think we'll do UFC 4.
4? Just the next one.
Just the next one. Because really, UFC 3 kind of left a little bit of a cliffhanger.
I guess it was fucked.
You know,
That's what it was. I don't really know how to take it, to be honest.
Now let me ask you, did you watch the entire event or did you just go fight by fight?
No, this one, I was home alone, so I got to just fucking take my time with it. And it was a shorter event, too. I think this one was about 87 minutes.
Right.
Which most of them are about 110 minutes. So
Yeah.
it was considerably shorter. So as soon as I saw that, I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to. And this one had a lot more of the background, the fighter stories. It still didn't have like post-fight interview stuff, but it had all the kind of introducing the guys. I saw the big Canadian fuck. What does he say? If you're going to come on, or something like that.
Where I come from, we have a saying that if you're coming on, come on!
Yeah, that was perfect.
And the way he pulled his glasses off before the last come on,
well rehearsed.
I knew you'd like it though.
That was well.
When I first said it to you, you're like, "Oh, I don't like that." But when you see him do it, and you got to remember, this is fucking 1994,
right?
You know,
it worked at the time, and he had that fucking mullet going.
Yeah,
it was perfect.
He was representing Canada, quite well.
Niagara Falls.
Yeah. Well, let's. So we've got a lot to get into. We've got some major breaking news. I don't know if you've heard this breaking news or not.
I'm not sure.
There's something silly to talk about. We've got a fight card coming up this weekend where we need to make picks and all this kind of horse shit.
Yeah, it's kind of a skinny card, but the top of the cards looks pretty good.
It's not too bad. I've got it broken down here on paper with their last opponents, and we'll go through it. We'll break them down. We'll make our picks. But before we do that, let's talk UFC 3, bud.
Oh, UFC 3.
So give me your overall, like, how would you rate that event out of 10? What did you think of this event?
Well, this was really weird for me because unlike you at the time, you were watching these things in order.
Right.
Well, I watched 6 and 7.
Yeah.
And then I went back to 3.
Right.
So to see how far it came just from 3 to UFC 6.
Oh, yeah. Leaps and bounds.
Was pretty. UFC 7 was the big jump because it finally had a better foam around the cage and all that stuff started to get better at UFC 7. But,
right.
Because UFC 3, twice the fucking door comes swinging open.
Yeah.
It was like every time someone bumped into the fucking thing.
Was it twice the door came open?
Yeah, it was the very first fight with the
I remember
big
that.
fight.
Yeah.
And then it happened during Hoist Gracie and
Chemo?
And Chemo.
Yeah, because
But Hoist Gracie didn't even let him go.
Yeah.
Like Big John McCarthy's going, all right, stop the fight. And he just brings him in, holds him tight, and then just brings him over to the cage and keeps bear hugging him. He's like, I'm not separating him.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Chemo's a dangerous fucking dude. So let's hit.
Chemo's a psychopath.
Oh yeah, big time. Oh, you don't even know the fucking half of it, dude. You don't even know the half of it. And that little fucking Asian cocksucker in his corner.
Holy fuck.
Oh, dude, he's fucking crazy. Well, he's dead now. Someone murdered him in prison. He went to prison for raping a chick.
There you go.
Kidnapping, rape.
Makes perfect sense.
You know, basically he's a fucking terrorist.
Oh, they were psycho, man.
Yeah. We'll get into more of that. And that's why your homework is UFC 4, because that guy, his manager, his name is Joe Son, or his trainer, whatever the fuck he is. He fights in UFC 4. And not only does he fights the guy who fought in the first fight of UFC 3, Keith Hackney. The little karate guy that fought the fucking giant guy.
Yes.
So,
that was he. Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's
to punch him in the fucking face.
Yeah, you're gonna absolutely fucking love UFC 4. The end is a little the final fight's a little long, but anyway. So let's talk this first fight of UFC 3. Okay. Keith Hackney,
I don't know
220
their
pounds.
names.
Right. Yeah, no, I'll help you out there. Keith Hackney, 220 pounds, karate guy, just a straight up karate guy, no fucking grappling. And he's facing Emmanuel Yarborough, the largest athlete in the world.
Yeah, 6'8", 680, I think.
I think he was 6'13" or something, like around 6'20", 6'8", 620
Yeah, it was insane.
fucking pounds. And what
Pure
a
fat.
scrap that was.
It wasn't muscle, by the way.
No,
Anyone
no,
doesn't
he's
know.
a sumo. Yeah, no. I don't think anyone who weighs over 600 pounds has any fucking muscle.
Yeah, he was a sumo wrestler.
Yeah. So,
Couldn't take a hit for the like of him.
so what was your thought looking at this fight going, what the fuck? Like, did you think Hackney is fucked here? What did you think?
Which is Hackney the big fat
Hackney's the little guy.
No.
So Emmanuel Yarbrough's the big guy.
I thought the big guy was going to lose.
Yeah, oh, really?
Yeah,
okay. Because when I first watched it, I was like, this little guy is going to get fucking squashed.
That makes sense, but I remember the little guy having like a legitimate mixed martial arts background. I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, he's I think he was a
Muay Thai?
third degree, American Kempo Karate.
Was it something? He
Yeah.
had something that was, I was like, okay. And I think they showed a highlight in the because that wasn't the first time that big black guy fought, right?
Oh, God,
600.
no.
He fought earlier because in the
What do you mean earlier in the event?
No. Early, like an earlier UFC, like 1 or 2. Did he fight?
Oh, no, he didn't.
He didn't.
No, he didn't.
Okay, because this is crazy. Because during the intro to UFC 3, maybe it was just showing right before the fight, but it was showing like what looked like that big 600 fucking pound guy get KO'd in like the build up.
Okay, so that guy was actually his name was Taylor Tooley.
Okay.
He was a sumo as well.
I thought they were the same guy.
Not nearly as big. I mean, he was a big fucking
Well, it was
dude.
only like 2 seconds, right? It just showed him get hit, and then it was like on to the next highlight, right?
While he was sitting on his ass, he got kicked in the mouth.
Right.
And a tooth went flying, and then he got punched in the mouth, and the fight was over.
So when they
that was the very first fight ever of UFC history.
Okay.
Taylor Tooley versus Gerard Gordeau. But you'll go back and see that in a couple
when
weeks.
they first brought this guy out, the sumo guy, I thought that was that guy. So I'm like, oh, I don't think this guy can take a punch.
Yeah, he's already been KO'd.
And then the first hit that hit, he just fell to the ground. I'm like, yeah, it was.
But I mean, that was a windmilling, open hand fucking strike right on the button that put him on his ass.
Yeah.
And the crowd went fucking bananas. This little guy's got this big fucker down. And Keith Hackney didn't even know what to do.
No,
he was
had
more
no
he was
idea.
more surprised than anyone else in the building.
Well, even at the end of the fight, he pretty much did the same thing, got him down the same way with one of those fucking smacks. And
Not quite.
A bit, wasn't it?
No, not quite. And I thought that too. Now, he went back to that a couple times. So he hits him with that overhand, knocks him down, and proceeds to, try to finish him there.
Right.
But Yarbrough gets a hold of him.
Yeah.
And fucking lays some major forearms on the back of his neck.
Yeah. I thought at that moment, I was like, oh, maybe he's just so big now that he'll just lay on him and just punch him until he taps out.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out that way.
And then so they scramble back to their feet, and Yarbrough pushes Hackney right through the fucking cage.
Yeah, like straight
onto the floor.
Like actual push.
Yeah, and McCarthy, I mean, McCarthy's a great ref, but no, hey, are you okay? You didn't twist your ankle falling out of the fucking cage here.
No.
Just up, let's go, back
go.
in her.
Fuck it,
And
let's go.
What I loved at this point is you could see that Hackney is starting to feel the adrenaline dump. He's circling around. Before it was restarted, he's circling around and he's lifting his feet up. Like he's got to be fucking jacked, solid of fucking adrenaline. And he's got to fight this motherfucker again.
It's pretty crazy, actually. And then basically when he got him on the ground again, he just kind of started hitting them, and then the big guy was like, I'm gassed, I'm done.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to be really getting hurt. He was just, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm not getting up, and I'm just going to keep getting punched in the back of the head. So I'm
Yeah,
just gonna tap.
he was smart enough to avoid those overhands because Keith went back to that well and tried to fucking hit him with those shots again. He tried 2 more times,
Right, but it's hard
not
to reach that
successful.
guy.
But then he did end up, they kind of grappled a little bit close, and Hackney landed an uppercut and landed 2 or 3 more, and that's what put him down. The funny thing is, I remembered it before I watched it again. I remembered it the same way you did.
Oh, bombs are coming in.
Fuck, this might be the end, folks.
Yeah. Oh,
Signing
no.
off. I remembered it that way too, where he put him down the same way the second time, but that's not what happened. I just watched it today. But anyway, he gets him down on the ground. Here's the crazy thing. This is how you know he was so drunk off adrenaline, because when he got him down to the ground and he's standing over top of him, all he did was take his right hand and smash it into his fucking head. And in fact, he smashed it in so many times he broke his hand.
Yeah.
And at the end, he was just throwing his forearm into the side of his head.
Fuck.
You knew he was full of adrenaline because this guy's Kempo Karate. He's a kicker. He should have just stood back and kicked him in the fucking head. I mean, the guy was on all fours. He was vulnerable.
Well, he was trying to do body kicks, but he wasn't doing jack shit.
No, but I mean once he had him on the ground. near the end of the fight.
Yeah.
Like he didn't he should have stood back and kicked him, but his adrenaline was
that's
pumping.
where this is where it's me trying to always remember the rules, because now you can't soccer kick people.
No, back then you could.
So when I was watching that fight, I wasn't thinking, man, why doesn't he just kick him in the head? I'm thinking he's doing what's
legal.
Yeah, what's legal now?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but he could have fucking done whatever he wanted to down there.
Oh, he could have soccer kicked him.
He could have stomped him. He could have done whatever the fuck he wanted. But it's a testament to, how fucking terrified he was, because he's fighting a guy 6'8", 600 pounds,
Yeah, it's like, even if you think you're a better fighter, it's still, it was like fucking 200 pounds difference between the two of them. It was insane.
It was 400-pound difference.
400 pounds.
400-pound difference. And the crowd just fucking erupted when he won that fight. He became an instant hero. And he would always be a fan favorite. He fought quite a few times.
Yeah, not that
I think 4 or 5 times, maybe. A couple ultimates. He fought in UFC 4. And holy shit, they're coming back for more. This is it. I'm telling you.
This is the apocalypse, boys. He must be flying low.
Yeah, gotta be. Anyway, very cool victory for Keith Hackney.
People are gonna think we're outside.
Yeah, exactly. He moves on to the semis. So the next fight, what was the next fight? It was Shamrock, wasn't it?
Shamrock versus
Christoph Leninger.
And he was wearing a gi.
Yeah. Leninger was wearing a gi. He was a legit competitor in judo.
Okay, can I just say to him about Shamrock?
Yes.
I love his showmanship.
Yeah.
Especially way back then.
Yeah.
Because these guys didn't really have anything. They were just coming out and whatever they had and shit like that.
Yeah.
And now they're having. Well, he came out in the red fucking.
The robe
and the red tights, and then the next fight he came out in the yellow
tights.
robe and the yellow tights. I was like,
yeah.
This guy knows what he's doing.
For sure. Yeah, he was a showman, and he did a little bit of before that. He did a lot of shoot fighting in Japan. He did he did some pro wrestling in Japan, right? So he was
a huge pro wrestler.
Yeah,
I remember him in the WWF.
Right, but though this event was long before he was in WWF.
Right.
Yeah, but he had already done some pro wrestling in Japan. But
he was the Bulldog.
I don't know what he was.
I think he was the Bulldog.
Oh, he might have been. I'm not sure.
Something like that.
But anyway, he handled. I mean, Leninger was a legit guy. Like, he belonged in that UFC. But Shamrock, no surprise, took him down, put him on his back, and just fucking pounded him out.
Yeah, it was kind of another one of those Ken Shamrock boring fights that I've been kind of getting used to over the last few events.
Yeah.
The crowd was kind of booing.
Well, Ken was very smart, and Ken. That wasn't his first tournament. He's used to tournament-style fighting where, in those early rounds, man, you want to take them down and kind of be boring, look for a way to finish without getting hurt, because you got to fight again in a few fucking minutes.
Yeah, well, also, speaking of that, there was a moment where, I don't know if it was, I think it was this fight, where I think Ken Shamrock was on top, but the other buddy was in his guard.
Right.
And I think mean fucking old Jim Brown, he was there again. And the other guy, Brian something?
Yeah, Brian. Oh shit, what's his
commentator
fucking name?
anyway?
Yeah, he's the guy on Fox and Friends.
Right. So this Brian guy,
Brian Kilmeade.
Is that what, yeah, this guy. So he goes. That's where I fucking recognized him.
Yeah.
I knew that douche.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a real douche.
Anyway, so I fucking. So he's saying, "Oh, he's on top. Ken Shamrock's on top. This is good." And then the other guy they had with him, I don't know who he was. I think he was a jiu-jitsu specialist.
Yeah,
and he was saying
that was Ben. What's Ben's last name? I don't know. Anyway, he's a legit guy. He had trained with the Gracies.
Right. And he was, and I remember I was thinking, because I know UFC now, and I was thinking, he's in his guard, like he's not in too much trouble right now. And then as I was thinking it, he pops out and goes, well, actually, he's exactly where he wants to be right now. He's not in any danger. He's just kind of waiting for an opportunity to jump or get out or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. And I didn't think. I actually disagreed with that. I didn't think it's exactly where Leninger wanted to be.
Well, maybe not.
Judokas, although they know arm bars and stuff like that, but at least back then were not nearly as proficient off of their back. Judo guys are more dangerous in the top position.
Yeah, and also I think the gi is just such a downfall. I don't know why those guys kept wearing those gis, because during this fight, Shamrock was just like at points just holding on to his gi.
Yeah,
just like full grip, catch a breath, or until he could kind of think of what to do next.
Yeah,
and if the guy didn't have the gi on, maybe he could have done some more.
Yeah, it definitely helps you control your opponent.
Oh, for sure.
Particularly if you're not wearing one.
You
know what
exactly.
I mean? Yeah. Pretty standard. Ken takes him down, pounds him out. Mm-hmm. Here's what I love now. What'd you think about this? This was your first introduction to Rich the G-Man Goins, the announcer. It wasn't
right.
Buffer.
It wasn't Buffer.
It was Rich Goins.
Okay, so I listened to the first fight. That's what I fast forward through the intros.
Oh, dude, you should have listened to the intros because
sorry.
Rich the G-Man Goins was very famous for repeating the last name. So if he was introducing you, he'd be Matt Connell.
Oh my god.
And what I loved in the Leninger Shamrock fight.
Maybe I'll go back and just listen.
Yeah,
to it.
what I loved about that when he was introducing Leninger, he wasn't sure how to say it. So when he first said it, he said Christoph Leninger, and then the second time around he went Leninger, just in case he got it wrong the first time. Anyways, it's kind of stupid to mention it, but
there's
I
a
had
bunch
a laugh.
of that Brian guy who works for Fox and Friends now.
Yes.
He was brutal.
Yeah.
He was fucking up constantly.
Yeah, he was pretty terrible.
Jumbling names,
Yeah.
mixing up words, like he was like, I was like, holy fuck, man, like just shut up. Like,
Yeah.
you're brutal.
Yeah, he was pretty terrible.
I knew I recognized him, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah.
And then now, he's Mr. Fox. And
Yeah,
Friends,
yeah.
right?
He came out not too long ago, like maybe 7 or 8 years ago, talking about the UFC, how savage it is and it should be banned and they should do away with it.
Come on.
And I'm like, dude, you used to fucking work there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, when they're
you,
right, when
you
they're
know, you
writing
got
your
your
paycheck,
fucking break there.
when they're writing your paycheck, you
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
But now that you're Fox and Friends, you can't say that shit.
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. So next fight, we got our Canadian boy Harold Howard. Come on.
I like that guy.
I love him.
I like that.
And he's fighting the only hometown guy.
Oh, right. This is a small guy, too.
Yeah, Roland Payne. He was actually not that fucking small, man. He was a bit shorter. Quite a bit
5'10"?
short. Yeah, he was 5'10", but he was fucking bodied up, man. He was muscled.
I guess.
The quads on him.
But he
you
looks
know.
small compared to...
Compared to Harold Howard, yeah.
Howard,
but he, so he was a Muay Thai guy. Harold Howard's just a karate guy. That was a fun fucking fight while it lasted.
I like that fight. That was
Yeah.
fun. And I had Howard... I was kind of cheering for him, too.
Sure.
But I had him winning it, mostly because I thought maybe skill-wise they may be kind of similar, but he was so much bigger that I thought that he seems like a fucking crazy person.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm like, I don't understand. I can't really see this guy just saying he quits.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. He's he didn't have much luck in the UFC after UFC 3. I'll tell you that.
yeah, well, he fought in UFC in one of the ones I watched too.
Yeah, he fought Mark Hall. That was the fight you
Yeah.
couldn't remember watching, but he gave up as soon as he took a flush shot in the face.
Oh right,
Yeah,
now I
he
remember
was-
it. Now I
yeah.
remember it.
He
Right,
was all
okay.
fucking done
It's
for.
just these fucking names, man. I can't get these.
Yeah,
names.
I know. I've seen all these events so many times.
Yeah.
You know, because back then there was such a gap between events. I'd go back and fucking watch the events over and over and over, you know?
Well, this is the most gap we had in events these couple weeks we've had. And UFC's been fucking every weekend for a while,
Yeah. Every year at this time, though, they take a little spring break.
which is needed.
Yep.
Especially this year.
it
You don't
get-
have the stars you used to have.
That's right. And it gets the audience back, you know, frothing at the mouth, waiting, when's the next fucking event?
Right.
Also, I saw these events so many times because when I owned the fight store, I had a TV and a DVD set up, and I played
Okay.
I played fights constantly.
Makes
I either
sense.
played like, you know, The Ultimate Fighter, I'd play a season a day, and you know, I'd just play DVDs non-fucking stop. So these early ones I've seen a fucking lot of, right?
Was the next fight Hoist Gracie?
Pardon me?
Was the next fight Hoist Gracie?
The next fight
Yeah.
was Hoist. So anyway, Harold Howard, that was a fun fight, man. Harold Howard showed that he had zero skill on the ground, but he had good instincts down there. He was able to flip him a couple times because he was on his back.
Yeah, there was
And,
a couple reversals that he did where technique didn't look that great, but just pure strength and
Yeah.
he got enough of his hips out just to swing Buddy over. But
Yeah.
the other guy, you could
Decent
tell,
instincts, you know?
yeah, the other guy just kept overdoing him.
Yeah,
And then
he didn't know what the fuck he was doing on the ground. Roland Payne has never been on the fucking ground before that fight.
yeah,
Pretty obvious.
he was just rolling around.
And so the next fight, Chemo versus Hoist
Man,
Gracie.
This was crazy.
Yeah.
This was a crazy fight because Hoist actually seemed to be in some sort of danger here.
Yeah.
For some
And
of
so first of all, Chemo comes down on the giant wooden fucking
Oh
cross.
my fuck yeah! With the
I think 6 people got hit in the fucking head on his way down.
with
in
that
the
big
crowd.
and there's a big white sign someone's carrying ahead of him that says like, I don't know, Jesus is the way or some shit.
Yeah.
And he's got that big cross. He's wearing the black fucking robe with the big hood
Hood.
up.
Yeah.
And he couldn't even untie himself. He had to get his little fucking trainer there. The guy was freaking out with him all the time.
Yeah. Joe Son.
Holy
And
fuck, man.
so yeah,
He
you're
had
right.
another guy with no fucking. Oh, this guy had no last name.
Yeah, no last name.
Just Chemo.
His last name is actually Leopoldo, and he would use that last name in the future.
Well, he said it that night. So this is where it's confusing. So the intro that Brian, Mr. Fox and Friends,
Yeah.
he was saying Chemo, no last name, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. And then they did like the video cut to the guy talking, and he says, "Hi, I'm Chemo Lumalubito."
Leopoldo, yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, "What the fuck?" And this guy no last name, so I didn't
Yeah.
really understand that part.
Yeah. But what a fight. Hoist finally, for the first time in his career in the UFC up to that point, was in a fucking fight.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot. It wasn't. Well, that was the other fight that the cage opened up.
Right.
And then the fight was about 5.5 minutes long.
Yeah,
Which is pretty long.
And it's funny because the announcers it was long at that time.
Yeah, it was like
'cause the
4
announcer was
minutes in,
saying,
and they're like,
we need to see a time on this. This is one of the longest fights in UFC history.
And it's 4 minutes.
It's not even.
37
It's not even a
seconds.
round.
Yeah, I know.
It's not even one
That's what I was
round.
thinking. I remember vividly. It was 4 minutes 37 seconds when they clocked it back up, and I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me, man? This is one round in the UFC."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but make no mistake. Back then, they fucking fought. There was no feeling out process. These were fucking raw fist fights.
That's true.
Which usually in the street, a fight doesn't last very fucking long.
I guess it makes sense why these fighters are tapping out. I find they're tapping out so quickly, and it's because after they know that they're just fucked, they may as well just tap.
Yeah.
Because now guys can just try to protect themselves long enough to just get to the end of the round and then start over.
Yeah, well, it's skill too, but it's also a lot more experience. Fight sparring. Like most of these guys that came in, like take a Leninger for example. He's got a lot of judo competition experience. No one's punching him in the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and it's not like he's training for punches in the face. So you take 3 or 4 flush punches when you're not used to getting punched in training. You're probably going to want to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah, your eyes start fucking watering, your face going numb.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel right.
And it was all bare knuckle.
Oh, yeah.
All bare knuckle.
Well, one guy brought out, I can't remember what fight it was. I think it was that.
It was Shamrock's semifinal.
Second fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that right after this because that will be the next fight.
I was going to say, I think that was the next fight.
Hoist Gracie in tough. Luckily for Hoist, Chemo had a ponytail.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Hoist held that fucking ponytail and peppered that left eye. Like he smashed that fucking left eye.
It wasn't real powerful shots, but it was just constantly over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, I think the intent was to cut him. I don't think it was to hurt him.
It was just kind of just slice him up
Yeah.
a bit, get some blood in his eye,
Exactly.
fuck him up a bit.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hoist was all about distraction back then. He'd set up all his submissions with distractions like that. I love one time he had him by the fucking
groin over.
Oh
and
yeah.
over.
Oh
and
yeah.
Over.
Oh
again.
dude, wait till you see UFC 4.
I go, man, is he just hitting him in the nuts constantly?
Yeah.
And I was like, and the guy's not even fucking flinching.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Who gives a
He
shit?
didn't give a
But
fuck.
at one point, Hoist is holding his ponytail. And he's laying on his back, and and Chemo's standing over top of him, and Hoist actually brings his fucking heel up and smacks him in the fucking ear with his heel while he's holding onto his ponytail. It was a thing of beauty. They both obviously very fucking tired.
I thought he was gonna. What's that choke when you're in guard and you you bring up your legs around Buddy's neck?
Yeah,
and
triangle.
Triangle.
Right.
Yeah. So I thought that's what he was gonna do. I didn't even know that was a
He
thing
got
then.
close to it a couple times.
I didn't know that was a thing then.
Yeah.
But it looked like that's what he was going for. I'm like, man, that'd be crazy to see right now.
Yeah.
For me, because I know I'm looking back.
Yeah, and there had been no triangles up to that point.
Yeah, I
in the
guess.
UFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was like, for me, I was pretty excited to see the triangle, and then it didn't happen. But he kind of did he even have that armbar? In?
Oh, he had that armbar.
Did he?
Yeah.
Because it looked like it was still kind of bent, but he was
Yeah.
laying right on fucking top of it. So
Yeah, he had it. He had that armbar. It was tough to see the way
It was really tough to
Yeah,
see,
because
yeah.
Hoist was belly down, and when you're belly down in those arm bars, you don't even have to have it fully extended. It puts so much fucking pressure on that elbow. It's game over. And I think even if he was applying a little bit of pressure, Chemo was so tired. Hoist was basically giving him a way out.
yeah,
And Chemo took it.
even his tap was kind of half-assed.
Yeah, it was.
It was like it was almost like I thought he was going to argue that he didn't tap, but
Yeah,
he didn't.
no.
There was no argument.
Yeah, he was too tired to argue with anybody.
And then
Well, you know what I loved about this fight? When they were pressed up against the fence quite a bit.
a lot.
And
yeah.
I don't know if you noticed this or not, but so Chemo's corner, Joe Son, kept coming
yeah.
over, and McCarthy kept screaming at him, "Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here!" And he wasn't listening. He kept coming back. Then the Gracie train came over
I saw
at the
the
same
old guy,
time and
yeah.
fucking chased him off.
On
But then
both
McCarthy
sides.
started screaming at them, "Get back, get back!" They'd move back a little. Joe Son would come over. They'd chase him off, and oh fuck, that was pretty entertaining.
That was pretty. I remember being like, that guy was insane, man.
Yeah.
That guy was just hopping all over the fucking place, losing his mind.
Yeah, he's a crazy little motherfucker.
I can't wait to get to the next.
Oh, you are going to enjoy UFC 4, trust me. So there we go. So Hoist eventually taps him out to an armbar. We've got the semifinals set, we think. We think it's going to be Shamrock versus Keith Hackney and Gracie versus Harold Howard.
Shamrock and limping out,
Yeah.
and Royce Gracie was getting practically fucking carried to the back.
Yeah, they were holding him up by his black belt.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah.
And carrying him out. So Shamrock, it turns out Hackney broke his hand, obviously, on the sumo's fucking head.
I thought he was breaking his hand when he was punching him. And
Yeah,
then
he
his
did.
hand was all fucked up.
Yeah, he did. He broke his hand, and he was fucked up for a couple months.
Yeah, I would imagine.
And so Hackney couldn't come out. So in comes this the alternate, and he's a boxer, straight up boxer, or was he Taekwondo? I can't remember now.
I don't remember.
But he was wearing gloves.
Yeah, it wasn't. He wasn't classified a boxer.
Right.
On the thing, I can't remember what it was.
It was Milton Bowen. Was that his name?
Maybe.
Yeah, I can't remember. Anyway, an alternate comes in to fight.
Gloves off.
Yeah.
As
Oh,
soon
that's
as-
right too.
He had them on, and then Shamrock came in with his fucking wrestling shoes on.
Yeah, and he
And
took
then
it. That's right. He
looks
peeled
back
them
at
off.
His training team and goes, "Take these fucking."
Yeah,
things
I
off."
can't grapple in these fucking things.
No.
He's gonna grapple me.
Yeah.
And
He's not even gonna throw a punch. Shamrock's not even gonna throw a punch.
yeah, and yeah, Milton Bowen or whoever that guy was. I don't know why. I think it was Milton
I
Bowen.
can't remember his name at all.
So he's an alternate.
He's a
and,
correctional officer. I know that.
Right, that's right. And he's a guy that got rear naked choked by Ken Shamrock
Yeah,
in
that was
this
a
fight.
deep choke,
Yeah,
too.
he didn't. I mean, he was game. He tried to survive. He had nothing for Shamrock.
Yeah.
Easy fight for Shamrock.
Gave up his back. And it was
Yeah,
over.
but Shamrock, I think, came into that fight pretty injured. You know,
Yeah.
I think his hands were probably pretty beat up from Leninger's head.
Yeah, and I think he fucked up his ankle bad.
Yeah.
From back mount.
Yeah,
Because his ankle was rolled underneath his body. He has no sneakers on, right? So he felt like
Yeah.
you could just sneak that out of there. Like, the sneakers can fuck you up.
oh, big time, big time.
From my angle, it's what it looked like, but they never said what fuck happened. So
Yeah.
that's my guess.
So so now Shamrock goes into the final. So we think, and the next semifinal is Harold Howard versus Hoist Gracie.
And I was
so we
pumped
think
for that fight.
Yeah. So what did you think about the way that went down?
I thought it was brutal by Royce Gracie.
You thought it was brutal, really? Okay, I'm going to completely disagree with you, but you tell me why.
I think it's because I don't know. I just think he gave an unfair win to Howard.
Right.
I think he should in the back said, "I can't fight," and then they could have brought the alternate in, and then Howard could have fought someone to earn that spot to the finals.
Right.
Not just come to the ring, stand there, and then throw in the towel as soon as you fucking get in the ring.
Yeah. Well, here it's kind of a two-prong deal here. So, first of all, Hoist Gracie had every intention of coming down and hoping he was going to be okay. And like a warrior, came down to the fucking cage. I mean, he was dead after this chemo fight. He had no business being back out there.
I get that.
And he came and they threw in the towel and gave that victory to Harold Howard. But here's the thing. Here's the other tier of it. The UFC at that time was being run by Hoist's brother, Horion. And there were no other alternates. Okay? The other alternate was injured and he couldn't fucking fight either. So something had to happen. They couldn't just go, hey, we'll do a buy. They had to fill the pay-per-view time. So they sent it out. They set it up. They introduced it. Start the fight,
I
right?
guess, yeah.
It was just a way to fill time. The other alternate was injured. There were no other options. So I think they were hoping that maybe Hoist on the
in
way
there
down,
and get a little,
and maybe
oh,
feel
fuck
it.
let's try it.
But you could see, man, he was looking like he could see through fucking time. Like he was in a different dimension.
And his eye was all fucked up too. He had a Band-Aid under his eye.
Oh yeah, he got fucked up, man. That fight with Chemo took a lot
Chemo was
out of him.
huge, man.
Yeah, man, big guy and a skilled guy, game guy. He got his shots in too in that fight.
Yeah, he was juiced to the tits for sure.
Here's what I loved about it. Afterwards, Harold Howard, as soon as they announced that, as soon as the towel goes in, so Harold Howard's manager, that guy in the fucking suit or whatever.
yeah, the red
he comes
jacket.
out, he's fucking, he's
whole team was. The whole team was.
But here's what I loved. He's celebrating, right? This guy's like, he's celebrating. And he looks at Harold Howard, and Harold Howard's pissed because he wanted to fight Hoist Gracie. He wanted to be the guy that beat Hoist Gracie. This is the end again.
I think
The
it's
fucking crows now.
fucking crows.
Jesus Christ.
This is what we don't.
Is that window shut?
No, it's definitely open.
Oh, it's definitely open. That's the fucking problem. I closed
no-
the blinds, not the
I
window.
was gonna say there's no fucking way that window's closed, man. Unless someone shot.
All
it
right, it's
before you
closed.
got home.
Yeah, it's closed now. So, but what I loved is, so he's celebrating. He's like, yes. And he looks over at his fighter, and his fighter's pissed off. He's like, fucking fuck. And this manager immediately switches gears, and he's like,
Yeah.
fucking fuck.
I know he was like jumping hands in the air, like he was
Yeah.
tiny too.
Yeah.
and he was jumping like fucking feet out of the woohoo,
Yeah.
woo. And then Harold's like fuck,
Yeah.
fuck, and the other guy just completely changes.
Oh,
his
he
tune.
flips the switch, and
Yeah.
he's like, God damn it. He doesn't even know why he's upset.
He ditched that fucking jacket too.
Yeah, he
at
did.
The next fight.
Yeah, he did. So, and also very interesting, once everybody left the cage, Chemo. Did you see Chemo and Joe
Yeah,
Son
come running back in, hands in the air, like
celebrating?
we beat Hoist Gracie.
Yeah, we're the ones that beat fucking Hoist Gracie.
Yeah,
And of
and
course, John McCarthy put the fucking run right to them.
runs right in, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
boys.
yeah. Interesting. So now we go to the finals. Ken Shamrock versus Harold Howard.
No, oh, okay.
Oh, that didn't happen.
Yeah,
that didn't happen. We had to bring in another alternate.
Some guy, I don't
Yeah.
remember his name.
So I think what happened out back is they decided out back that Shamrock was not going to be able to continue. So the other alternate was Steve Jenham. But they weren't going to send him out to fight Harold Howard because they knew they needed someone for the final, right? So that's why that whole Hoist thing went down as well. So anyway, Harold Howard versus this alternate right into the finals.
Yeah.
Right into the finals. A police
I
officer.
think he only fought an alternate fight, right?
That's right.
Just to be an alternate.
That's right. And he's a police officer from Iowa or Idaho or Ohio, somewhere.
Small guy, too.
Smaller guy. And
Compared to Howard.
Yeah. Harold Howard starts this fight with a flying scissor kick. Lands flat on his ass.
Yeah.
Looked fucking stupid.
It looked,
And he had nothing for Steve Jenham. Nothing.
Yeah,
He landed that one big right hand.
Yeah, I thought Howard was going to win the fight. I'm like, this is going to be his kind of shitty ending.
Yeah,
you know?
but you know what the problem was? Steve Jenham had some ground game. So he was
that's all it takes.
He was another ninjutsu guy.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the other reason why I thought Howard was going to kill him. Because every time I saw ninjutsu, I kept thinking of the story you told me with UFC too. So every time I see ninjutsu, I'm like, this guy's getting killed.
Yeah. Yeah. Steve Jenham comes off the fucking bench and wins UFC 3.
$60,000. He forgot. I remember they were commenting because like the fighter after he wins stays in there to get the big check and all that shit.
Yeah.
And he didn't even know. He just fucking left the cage. And they're like, he forgot his money.
And they're like, bud, you got to come back. We need you to hand you this big check, and you're the ultimate fighter. Yeah.
Which back then, fucking
sure
for those guys, man. Like,
oh man, to have a couple fights, you know, like, it's not even 10 minutes of work.
I felt bad for Howard there.
Yeah, that was tough. But what I mean, a big cliffhanger. So you got like Hoist Gracie won the first two, and in UFC 3 he got beat out, right? So you're kind of in a cliffhanger, like this alternate one, like it's not even a guy we fucking know from the first two. Right. What the shit? And this is why your next homework is UFC 4. You're gonna love it, and I can't fucking wait to talk about that event next week because a lot of wacky shit happens in that fucking event.
When does it start to get normal?
Around UFC 12, it starts to get normalized a little bit.
When did the Fertitas take over?
Pardon me?
When did the Fertitas take over?
Zuffa took over UFC 37, I think.
That'd be nice to kind of
something like that
to get up to that.
Yeah,
to see that transition.
And I just want to I want to put something out for the listeners. If you have an event like your favorite event or something you want us to review,
even a fight,
send us an email, thescrapcast@gmail.com.
Even a fight, even a specific fight, that'd be cool to break down a fight.
Absolutely. Yeah, if you guys have something you want us to review or shoot the shit about, send it to thescrapcast@gmail.com.
As long as it's not Woodley Thompson 1 or 2.
Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah.
Maybe one of those ones.
So, pretty good event overall. You obviously enjoyed it.
I actually enjoyed. This was probably the one I enjoyed watching the most. Mm-hmm. And it's maybe because name recognition, like Hoist Gracie was finally someone I knew.
Sure, Shamrock.
I guess Shamrock too, but I've seen him a few times. But he was always in those fucking super fights in the other
Yeah, and they were terrible.
Fucking garbage.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I almost watched UFC 1 right afterwards. I was this close.
Yeah, right.
But I was like, I don't want to overwhelm myself.
Oh, hey, listen, if you decide to do some extra homework, don't feel too bad about it. We'll fucking talk about it.
I at least want to just watch Hoist Gracie fight. And just see that. Right, because I've never watched his fight. I think I saw his main event fight at UFC 1, just on like the show, like
the final fight,
top fights or whatever, top UFC fights of all time.
Yeah, right.
It's up there, and I've seen it kind of, but I never saw like him going through the tournament.
Yeah,
which is something I'm kind of interested in.
Very interesting. I love the tournament, man. I miss it. I miss those old days.
I miss
bare knuckle, no rules. It was just a wild fucking West.
Well, it's just nice because these fights are all a few minutes long. A long fight's 7-8 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You're not getting these 25-minute fucking stare downs anymore.
Yeah.
Which get pretty boring.
Yeah.
Even the 15-minute stare downs are fucking tough.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So that was a great event, and your homework UFC 4. We'll talk about it next week. It's going to be a damn good time. You're going to enjoy that event.
Excited.
But make sure, do the same thing you did for this one. Watch the event, not just the single fights. Watch the event, because there's lots to talk about as far as
it is kind of fun.
The commentating and the introductions and all that shit. It's a good goddamn time.
Oh, check it out.
Yeah. So here we go.
Okay, what's this news you were talking
Breaking news.
Yeah.
UFC 227.
Okay.
Nate Diaz.
GSP?
GSP.
I did hear that.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
I don't like it.
What you tell me why you don't like it. What do you mean you don't like it?
I just think it's...
I mean, on paper, it's fucking great, right? GSP's going to fight.
I think it's going to be boring. I think leading up to it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
But I think the 15 or 25 minutes they fight are going to be boring.
Well, listen, first of all, it'll be a 25-minute fight. It'll be a main event.
I think
All
so.
main events
I think
are 5
so
rounds.
Too. I think so, too.
Yeah.
But wait, what's on 227 right now?
Well, that's a good question. Bring it up on your...
Because I think there's better fights.
Bring it up on your phone, and I'll tell you why I'm not quite as excited for it as you'd think. I love both of these guys. But the thing is, this fight is very easy to predict.
Yeah, he's got to drive
GSP is going to jab him, Superman jab him, and take him down to the fucking ground and do whatever the fuck he wants to Nate Diaz. He's going to beat him up worse than he beat up his brother Nick. I mean, Nick is a way better style matchup for GSP, and he stood no fucking chance. And Diaz has been off an awful long fucking time.
It'll be a co-main.
What do you mean?
It'll be a co-main on that fight because there's a championship fight.
Yeah.
There's Dillashaw Garbrandt.
Yeah, if you think Dillashaw Garbrandt is going after GSP,
I'll guarantee it.
You're out of your goddamn fucking mind.
Are we betting?
We're betting.
How much?
We're betting a fin on that one.
Case of Modelo?
We're betting a fin on that one.
A fin?
Yeah, $5.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I think there's no way they're going to put a non-title fight ahead of a title fight.
I'll tell you this.
Not with the new UFC.
You could be right, or we could see an interim belt on the line for that.
And
that's how they get around it. If you are right, I am going to be fucking surprised.
There already is an interim belt in that weight class.
Yeah, that's
gonna
true
be,
too.
What's it going to be? It can't be 155. There's no way fucking GSP's making 155.
It can't be an interim fight because there's an interim fight at 170,
it's
right?
Scheduled. It's what
Dos
Anjos, Colby Covington.
Colby Covington, yeah.
So you can't.
That's interesting.
You can't do a fucking.
Yeah.
So it has to be. I'm
double
saying
interim.
I'm saying no. It's going to be a 15-minute
interim.
If it does, I think it's going to be just like GSP versus Nick. It's going to be the same fight.
I think it's going to be much easier for GSP.
Maybe, but he's just going to lay on top of him and throw elbows, throw punches, and maybe he'll get a finish. But I don't even think he's going to care about it.
Yeah,
because Nate is dangerous on the ground, so he's not going to do anything stupid while he's down there. He's just going to wrestle him.
I disagree. I don't think Nate is dangerous to GSP on the ground. I think Nate.
I just mean in general.
Yeah, in general he is, but for GSP, he's not a danger at all.
I don't like this fight at all. I'm not excited for this fight at all.
Yeah, I can think of a million other fights for both guys that I'd much rather see.
Me too.
But it's going to make the UFC a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are excited for this. Yeah. And Canada's going to lose their mind.
Absolutely.
Right? Because my buddy, how I found out about it is my buddy messaged me.
Yeah.
And he said, hey, you heard about this? And I told him the same thing I told you. I said, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah.
I said, it's just
I do care. I do want to see it. It's pretty big historically.
I think it'll be one of those fights that'll be exciting for the first 4 minutes.
The introductions and walkdowns will be very exciting.
Even the first 4
minutes.
build up
for it. Yeah,
we'll
maybe.
Be like, I can't wait. And then after 4 minutes, it's going to be like, it wasn't a real exciting round. And then, and then in round 2 is going to be the same, and everyone's going to be like, oh, fuck, give me a beer. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be piss breaks and shit, I think. Yeah. And I think it's not going to be a good fight.
I think Nate Diaz is going to have an awful lot of Matt Burns on his back. That's what I think.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it's going to be a dominating fight.
I see GSP ending the fight. I see him finishing it if it goes 5 rounds. If it is a 5-round fight. If it's a 3-round fight, man, this is interesting. I want to see how they're going to fucking sell this fight.
I think it's GSP decision.
Yeah.
Unanimous.
I think I just want to clarify something here. Okay. For this $5. Even if it's not booked as the main event, if it goes last, I still take the $5. If it goes
25 minutes.
No.
If it goes last. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay? Because, Garbrandt or TJ could get injured, and this may get bumped up. Right?
No. That's a push.
That's a push? So what happened? Okay, all right.
That means no one gets
anything.
anything.
Okay, I know what a fucking push means. All right, deal.
You started to see what's a...
Yeah, I thought I had to think about it. I haven't played poker in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I don't really love the fight. I love the idea of it. I don't think we're going to love the fight.
I think that card needs another attraction because right now...
Needs another big fight.
Right now, Cody TJ is the only attraction on that whole card. But it's still ways. It's August. So But I don't know, man. I'd rather see Nate fight someone like Dustin Poirier or...
Anybody else?
Or Tony. Or,
honestly,
I guess Tony's a ways.
honestly, anybody else.
Yeah.
Anybody
I want him to fight at 155, man.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong at 170.
Yeah. Well, I remember a couple episodes. You're like, he's a 155 fighter. He's not going back to 170.
He doesn't belong there.
Yeah. No, he doesn't do well there.
But he's going to follow the paycheck. And I think he's chasing the money right now.
Of course he is.
And I think Dana is saying the only way I can pay you this kind of money is if you face someone that is going to bring in a
Pay-per-view
draw
numbers.
that we can pay you that kind of fucking money.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So GSP doesn't make sense for numbers, especially in Canada.
Yeah.
So I think GSP versus Bisping did bigger numbers in Canada than Conor versus Floyd.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
I'm not surprised by that.
That's insane.
GSP's our Canadian hero.
Yeah, also, I think Conor Floyd was the most illegally streamed pay-per-view of all time.
I'm sure it was.
Because who was spending $100 to watch that fucking thing?
Exactly.
But,
Yeah, I don't love the fight, but I'm very interested in what Nate Diaz has to say in the lead up to this fight. I think that part of it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's exciting.
The crowd's going to be excited for it. I'm looking forward to it, but I would have, at least 10 other guys for each guy that I would rather see them fucking fight. So, for me, this fight's a bit of a wash.
It is nice to hear that GSP's talking about fighting
Coming
again.
back, yeah.
And
Diaz too.
I thought he'd be coming back.
Yeah. Yeah,
GSP, I thought he was like coming in. Okay, now I'm a 2-weight world champ. I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. But,
Okay, so what if these guys fight at 185?
Oh, my. I don't even think Nate can make 185.
Oh, I think he could. I think he could. He's been out a while. And he's a big fucking kid. And he's always been scrawny, but he's getting older. Maybe he's putting on weight. Is there
I don't think
is there room for an interim title at middleweight?
I don't think.
I think there's an interim fight going on there too.
There's no way GSP is fighting at 185 again. He gave the belt back because he didn't want to fight at 185 anymore.
He gave the belt back because he didn't want to fight Yoel Romero. Let's fucking be honest here.
Which is weird because Yoel's a terrifying beast, but he's got no cardio. He's got no gas. So
now listen, you fucking say that, man, but he's made it to the end of every fight, that's gone the distance that he's had to.
Oh yeah.
And he's been very dangerous at the end of fights. Yeah, Look at his fight with Weidman.
Cheats on the stool.
Look at his fight with Weidman, though.
I'm trying to remember that fight.
He landed a thunderous flying fucking knee.
Right.
Losing the fight. Like, he was losing that fight. And landed that knee late in the fight.
Yeah.
He's still there and still dangerous right to the final bell. Although he looks tired and he moves slower. He's a lot flat-footed in the later rounds. But he can go. There's no quitting him.
I guess he is an Olympic wrestler, too.
Yeah. There's no quitting that fucking guy,
true.
man.
I love you. Yeah, I don't know. I think it would be fucking... I actually might start hating GSP if he fights at 185 again.
Yeah.
I might actually become a guy that just hates him.
Man, he's going to
be... only Canadian that hates him.
He's going to hear this and he's going to sit at home. He's going to be all busted up. Oh, my God, Matt Connell hates me.
No, my buddies might hate me, though. No, but fuck. I think it's the pussiest move ever just to win and then take, I don't want to do that anymore. And then see another somewhat easy fight for him at 185 and goes, okay, I'll do that.
Yeah.
Because that's what he did with Bisping. Bisping was an easy fight.
Sure.
He's a lucky champion.
Yeah.
He was right place, right time, lucky swing. I think Rockhold's overrated by a country mile.
Yeah.
I think Bisping gets...
Weidman would probably disagree with that.
I think Weidman was just too cocky.
Yeah, maybe.
I think Weidman, Rockhold too. I think they fight again. I think Weidman. Actually, I don't know. Weidman's been fucking going downhill too.
Yeah, a lot of those middleweights have, and we're going to talk about that getting into this fucking card coming up. So yeah, I mean, I do like the fight, but I don't think I'm going to like the fight. I like the idea of it more than, I think I'm going to like the actual
hoopla
fight.
that's going to come with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the 15 minutes they're in the ring and the co-main event spot.
Yeah.
I'm not going to like that.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
You may as well just give me $5
Yeah, we'll
now.
see about that. We'll see about that. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this. Okay.
Okay.
Because it's not
I saw
worth.
what you wrote down.
It's not worth fucking talking about for much longer than like 10 seconds. 50 Cent
met with Coker.
Talking about maybe doing a fight in Bellator.
I got some more insight on that. It seemed to be that 50 was looking more on the promotional side.
You think so?
Well, that's what Ariel Helwani was reporting.
Right.
He's pretty accurate with his reporting.
Yeah.
And what he was saying is what from the meeting was more from a promoter side.
Right.
I don't know what 50 has in store. If he's going to start, he's thinking about taking on some Bellator fighters and promoting them.
Sure.
Under the Bellator umbrella type thing, or if he's branching out in some own fucking weird thing that he's thinking about doing. I'm not sure, but
I'd rather see him fight and get fucking KO'd.
Well, I think he's a real strong boxer. I think he's like a really strong boxer. Like,
really strong.
No, not as in like could compete with a professional boxer.
Right.
But could compete with an MMA boxer.
I'd like to see his list of sparring partners to date.
Well, I'm assuming they're friends with, because he's in the same circles as Floyd.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know, because I don't really give a fuck about 50 Cent in the least
me
bit,
neither.
But
In the Club was a good song.
From what I've heard, from people were talking about, because I remember him and Connor a little while ago were kind of going at one another.
Sure.
And a lot of like real, like, I don't know, real big 50 fans or whatever were saying, like, you know, like this guy actually trains with like real professional boxers every day.
Sure.
Like Floyd's training partners he trains with.
Yeah.
Shit. But you know what I mean? On the ground, he's not going to. I don't
You got to think those guys are going pretty light when they're going with 50.
Yeah, but I think Bellator, what they got to offer, you put him in there with a guy who doesn't really have a strong record. And
Listen, you talk about a blockbuster fight. I would book, if I was a promoter, I'd book this tomorrow. 50 Cent versus Conor McGregor.
Oh my, that'd be amazing.
And listen, you can retire for life.
But
shut her down.
50's not going to.
Of course not. But
well, not just that. 50's not going to be able to get in USADA.
no.
So
Certainly not.
UFC's out of the equation. So
Yeah.
Connor's out.
Yeah. But
he's-
boy, would that fight make some fucking money.
You're fucking right. Because we're going back and forth on Instagram and everything, man. Like a month ago.
Yeah. All right, let's get into the real news.
Real shit.
Yeah, the real shit. Nunes versus Raquel Pennington. Let's start. So what we'll do is we'll do the main card, and we'll break the fights down.
Start from the bottom.
See what we think, and make our picks as we go. So first fight on the main card, which I mean, this is crazy. You see a guy like Vitor Belfort. This guy's been in the sport for over 20 fucking years and near the top of it for that entire time. And he's taken on former champion Lyoto Machida. What do you think of this fight?
Both over 30 fights too. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't really remember watching Lyoto Machida fight. I'm trying to think who he fought last.
Okay, just 1 second. I know who he did, but I'm going to pause this for beer. So his last opponent was Eric Anders. Lyoto, right? We're talking about?
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So his last opponent was Eric Anders, and it was a split decision. He barely fucking won that fight. And when we're talking about Lyoto, before he won that fight, he lost 3 in a row.
Right.
He got KO'd by Brunson, KO'd by Romero, and subbed by Rockhold.
Okay.
So
I like all those finishes. All those finishes are by killers, though.
Brunson. I mean,
okay, maybe not Brunson.
Yeah.
But the other guys are killers.
Yeah.
And Brunson's tough as shit.
He's tough as shit, although Jacare just knocked him out in the first round. So,
Yeah, but Jacare is.
but Brunson he's legit. But Lyoto back in the day would have run through him like hot, a knife through hot butter.
Pre-USADA.
Or a hot knife through butter.
Pre-USADA, boy.
True enough.
All these old fighters are starting to show that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, and here we go talking about Vitor.
This is TRT Belfort.
Well, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is because, Vitor's the kind of guy that'll he'll come in, he'll take the drugs, he'll win the fight, and serve the fucking suspension. He doesn't give a fuck, especially at this point in his career. You know what I mean? Who cares?
Yeah, I think, man, this is a tough fight to call because honestly, I think both guys kind of suck.
Yeah.
Right now.
You think Vitor sucks?
I think now.
So he just beat Marquardt in a unanimous decision. He looked a bit sloppy there too.
Yeah, that was a rough.
I mean, let's be honest. Both these guys are a shell of their former selves.
That's what I mean. They're
It's
just both
interesting. Yeah, it's an interesting fight. I like it.
How's Lohaita's ground game?
Well, Lyoto is he's
a karate guy, right?
He's a karate guy, but he is a black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
But like a good
what that
black
mean
belt.
is he grew up in Brazil.
That's what I mean.
He's not, like early in his career, he was subbing people, but he was subbing people that had no fucking ground game at all.
Okay.
But I don't think this is going to the ground. Personally, I'm going to make my pick right now.
Yeah, you make your pick first. Yeah.
I think Vitor. I'm taking Vitor first round KO. I think Lyoto's chin is fucking gone. I think he's just hanging on by a thread. Yeah. I think Vitor's got enough left in the tank. I think it's going to be a straight left hand or a left hook. It's going to be a left hand to the fucking head, and Lyoto's going night-night. My first pick, Vitor Belfort. Put it over here. Vitor, first KO.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. That's kind of the way I was leaning too.
Is that where you're going? And now keep in mind, okay, these picks now have $1 a piece.
Yeah, I know.
Attached to them.
Yeah, and that's why I can't.
It's getting fucking serious now.
Right, so I have to just go with what I was thinking, and I was thinking first round KO by Vitor.
By Vitor, same pick. All right.
Yeah.
All right. I'll let you pick first next time.
Yes, yeah, we'll rotate.
Same deal. So no one's winning any money there. All right. Next fight, John Lineker versus Brian Kelleher. What do you think about this fight?
So Brian Kelleher, he's the Ultimate Fighter guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I remember him from Ultimate Fighter. Lineker, who did he fight last?
So Lineker just beat Marlon Vera by unanimous decision. Tough fight. Vera's a fucking legit guy. And Lineker actually made weight, which was nice because he struggled with that
He's
quite a fucking
short,
bit.
But he's a thick fuck.
Yeah, he's a thick motherfucker. And but Kelleher just beat Barao pretty impressively. Unanimous decision. Yeah. Henan Barao, former fucking champion.
I like Brian Kelleher.
Yeah.
I liked him in the Ultimate Fighter. I take Kelleher by decision.
Yeah, you know what? That's exactly what I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it really is, and that's what I believe is going to happen.
Yeah.
But Lineker's tough as shit. So just so we have something fucking different, I'll take Lineker same way, unanimous decision.
But
so I'll give you Kelleher.
Our bets are just based on the picks. Oh, you know what we should do?
Yeah. So how do you like Kelleher winning this fight?
Decision.
Decision. Yeah.
Decision.
Okay. And
here's what I was just thinking for our picks. If we
sure.
pick the same guy,
yes,
then if we pick the finish different, we can use that as a dollar bet.
Well, we haven't done that yet.
I know. Thinking ahead.
All right, so I'm going to pick this one next.
Yes.
I'm going to get the pick first. I think we're going to have the same result, different round, maybe. It's Amanda Cooper and
Ultimate Fighter as well, I believe.
Cooper, was she?
Yeah, I think so.
She could be. I don't think I saw that season.
I think it was Cody TJ season. I think.
Okay, then I did see that.
I thought it was.
Yeah, I don't know. So she hasn't fought in quite a while. She hasn't fought in over a year. She beat Angela Magana, second round referee stoppage. But she's
yes. Okay,
yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Cooper is fighting Mackenzie Dern.
6-0.
Quick turnaround for Mackenzie Dern. She just fought, 2 months ago?
Who did she fight last?
She fought Ashley Yoder last.
I don't remember that.
She's a real cute blonde chick. She's a bit older, though. Looked like a soccer mom.
Oh, nice. I don't remember that.
Trains with Dan Henderson. She's a tough chick.
Oh,
and Dern had problems with her in spots. I like Mackenzie Dern to win this fight by second round submission. She's been very busy. Cooper's been on the fucking sidelines, and I don't think she's got the skill to hang with Dern, even if she was just as active. I've got Dern winning this by second round submission.
All right.
Yeah.
I have the same winner.
I figured.
Different result.
Yeah,
so
okay.
We have something. We
got something. Okay. What do you like?
I am taking a first round finish.
First.
I'm going sub too.
You're going sub. First round sub.
That's all right. TKO, but
that's all right. We got a different round at least.
Yeah, I was gonna go TKO for I was thinking I was gonna go TKO, but
we might part ways in this next fight. So the co-main event, Gastelum versus Jacare.
Let's see.
I mean, these are two of the top fucking middleweights.
I like this fight a lot.
I think if Gastelum wins this, he gets a title shot for fucking sure.
Well, he's gonna make weight because they haven't forced him.
He's definitely gonna make weight. He's definitely. So who do you like in this fight? So I'm just gonna tell you. So Gastelum is just coming fresh off that KO of Bisping.
Oh yeah, I gotta pick up first, right?
Yeah. And Jacare just knocked out Brunson in the first round. So both these guys are coming off first round KO victories, and they're both fucking killers.
Yes.
Who do you like? What do you see happening here?
I like Kevin Gastelum.
You like Gastelum?
Decision.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. I like Gastelum too. And if you were, I was thinking in my head, if you take Gastelum, I'll go Jacare. Because, I mean, he's a top fucking guy, man. Has been for a long time.
Yeah, he's
but
really
I think
good. I like him a lot.
I think he's on the downside of his career.
Yeah, and I like for some reason I really like Kevin Gastelum.
Yeah, so do I. His name's Kelvin, but yeah, so do I.
Whatever his fucking name is. Kelvin Gastelum.
I'm gonna take.
I like him a lot.
So I also have Gastelum as unanimous decision, but I'm going to change that.
Oh.
I'm going to change it. I think he's going to find a way to stop him
We're
in
on
the
the
third.
same wavelength today for some reason.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think this card is pretty easy to pick.
We'll see.
You know, there's
We'll watch us all be wrong.
It's very possible too. That's why we watch the fights. But I'm gonna take a third round. I'm just gonna put stoppage. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'll take a third round stoppage, and Yeah, you both of us could be very fucking wrong. Jacare is, I mean, to bet against him is a stupid fucking bet, but it's the same deal with Gastelum too.
Yeah.
This is a very intriguing fight in the middleweight division. Like I said, I don't know if Jacare beats Gastelum. I'm not sure if he gets a crack at the title. He probably should.
I think he needs one more win.
But I mean, Whitaker mopped the fucking floor with him. So Whitaker versus Gastelum, that interests the hell out of me, man. I love that fucking fight.
I think Jacare is a killer stand-up. I think Calvin is going to try to stand up with him for a first round or so.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a close, but I think Calvin's just... I think he's going to bring it to the ground. I just don't think he's going to finish him.
Okay,
it's going to be a lot of ground and pound, probably a lot of boring moments in this fight, just trying to hold position.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
So Jacare is probably one of the best guys on the ground that's ever fought in MMA.
What?
One of the best to ever.
I don't think I've only seen him
fight on
recently,
the ground
I guess.
in the UFC. So I'm gonna have to disagree with you a little bit there.
I think he's gonna lose on the ground.
He's a fucking killer. He's not gonna listen. You're not gonna tap out Jacare.
I don't think he's. That's why I said decision.
Ground and pound, maybe.
No, I don't.
But
I don't even think he's gonna win him. I don't even think he's gonna end him. I think he's just gonna do enough damage so the ref isn't standing him up.
I think a lot of this fight is going to be decided on the feet. I don't think Calvin really wants to take Jacare down.
I don't think
Jacare is one of the most dangerous motherfuckers on the ground that's ever lived on this planet. Calvin does not want to fuck around too much on the ground, and if he does, he's likely to get fucking caught.
I don't know.
He's likely to get caught.
That's what I think. That's what I don't know why, man. I have that feeling that I think if Calvin can get top control,
Sure.
he can just. I think he's just strong enough. He may not have the technique, but he might be strong enough to hold.
Well, Jacare is certainly more dangerous from the top, but make no mistake, he can sub your ass from the fucking bottom, no problem. The guy he's one of the most decorated grapplers ever to fight.
Well, now
in
you
the
got
UFC.
me more interested in this fight now.
Yeah.
At least.
Well, this is a fucking very interesting fight. I'm more. This is the fight I'm pumped for. For me, this is the fucking main event on this card. Not that I don't have disrespect for Nunes and Rocky and all that shit, but I think competitive wise, this is the most competitive fight on this fucking card, and it has the most title implications other than the actual women's title.
You think it's a title? Well, yeah. You think it's a title fight right away?
I think if Gastelum wins, it's a title fight right away. He'll fight the winner of Whitaker and Romero.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. So here we are, main event, Amanda Nunes versus Raquel Pennington. Talk to me.
I'm going.
Hold on, I get to pick this one first, don't I?
Do you? That's
Yeah. Well, okay. So I'm gonna pick what you would have picked, which is Nunes by unanimous decision. I love Rocky, man. I loved her on The Ultimate Fighter, and her last fight, she beat Miesha Tate, and really she put Miesha Tate out of the business.
Yeah, and she manhandled Miesha Tate.
Yeah, she is a tough,
that wasn't a close
scrappy chick who's really adding tools to her tool belt, and you can see it in that Miesha Tate fight. I honestly think that Miesha Tate was probably already checked out before that fight. Probably, first of all, took Rocky lightly. Second of all, already had the title, already done everything she wanted to do, probably exceeded her expectations in MMA, and I think she was already retired before that fight happened. Now, not to take anything away from Rocky, because she did beat the fuck out of Miesha Tate, former champion, right? So, but and Rocky's scrappy, like I said, and she is improving rapidly. I just think Nunes is too much for anybody in that division right now. I'm a little upset this fight's happening. I wanted Nunes versus Cyborg. I think that Nunes can take Cyborg. I want that fucking fight, but for this one, I'm Nunes all the way. Unanimous decision.
Yeah, I'm taking
Rocky's tough to stop, man. There's no fucking quitting that broad at all.
I'm taking Nunes. Third round
big
TKO.
Fucking surprise. Yeah.
But I'm taking a finish.
Who'd Mark take?
What am I gonna take? I don't even know fucking.
What do you like for a finish?
Third round TKO.
Third round TKO.
So I'm going.
That's a fucking brave bet. Should be interesting. I like the fight. I do. It's going to be a good fight for the crowd, and for us at home.
I think it's going to be.
It's going to be a scrap, man.
It's going to be probably the best fight of the night.
Yeah.
Those ladies get 50 grand.
Yeah, it certainly should. If Gastelum Jacare is not, that's definitely going to be. I'm actually looking forward to this. Cooper, Dern, I don't know. That's a fucking wash, man. Everybody knows that. That's a fucking gimme fight. Whatever. Dern's very popular. I understand it. Lineker, Kelleher.
I think this could be a good fight for Kelleher. If he can win this fight dramatically with a finish, I think he'll get a top contender, at least a top contender to test his skills.
Oh, if he can put Lineker away, that puts him right up there.
That's what
if he can put him away.
Yeah, he's got. Or even if it's a decision, it's got to be a fucking beatdown. Right?
Yeah,
it's got to be like a Khabib decision.
He's got to be complete control. Kelleher's he's a blue chip fucking prospect, man. He just beat Barao. Yeah.
That's like your favorite quote. Blue what is it? Blue chip prospect?
Yeah.
That's your favorite go-to?
Is it?
Oh, I've heard it a bunch.
Is that right?
It's probably the fourth time.
Really?
It's your go-to.
Not in this podcast or just overall?
No.
Overall.
Over the 5 podcasts. Right. I guess it's number 6.
Right. This is episode 6. I love Vitor versus Lyoto, man. I think it's going to be a fun fight.
I like that as almost as a good throwback fight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just a few old veterans together. They're both right on the same level of where they're at in their career.
Yeah, pretty much.
And let these guys just, go away. These guys are getting fucking beat up all the time, man. Just let them go in and have a good fight against one another. Because it is kind of tough going in and seeing Vitor just get fucking smashed by boys. And, and same thing with Lyoto. Was like,
I think Lyoto's had the tougher road.
But if you look back into some of Vitor's before that last fight he had, he was getting fucking smashed by a few boys. I can't remember who it was.
But you know what? Both guys have been fighting nothing but killers their entire career.
Yeah, he lost.
They've both been at the very top. But I do. You look at Lyoto's last fight versus Eric Anders. It's a bit of a fucking gimme that he struggled. Exactly. That he struggled through and just eked out a split decision. So yeah, I like Vitor in this fight. But I enjoy watching Lyoto fight.
Who did I take in that fight?
Who did you take?
Did I take Lyoto? Just to be.
No, you took Vitor. Yeah. You took the same fucking thing I took. So we got our picks all fucking set. We got the homework all set.
What was that again?
The nice thing is the UFC is getting right back to a full schedule.
Yes,
lots of fight nights coming up.
Nice fights. We're gonna have some good shit to talk about. An actual current fight card to talk about.
Right.
Which is exciting for us.
Yeah.
We won't be talking about 1994.
We're going to be talking about 1995 next week.
We still will be, but it's going to be nice. If you have any questions, email thescrapcast.
Oh, wait. What was that, Matt? What was that again? I couldn't hear you.
I always make it so loud. You can find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just The Scrapcast. You can find us everywhere.
What's this us shit?
You and me.
You're not going to fucking find me anywhere.
Well, I put your name on it.
That was without my permission.
Take it or leave it.
Matt, have a good week, bud.
You too, buddy. See you next week.